Book of 1 Peter chapter 3. In a similar vein, wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands, so that if any of them do not believe the word, they may be won over without a word by the conduct of their wives, as they witness your pure and reverent behavior. Let your beauty not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair and wearing gold jewelry and fine clothes, but let it be the inner disposition of your heart, the imperishable quality of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. For in the past, the holy women of old who put their trust in God also adorned themselves in this way, being subject to their own husbands. Just as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. You are her daughters if you do what is right and do not give in to fear. In the same way, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they too are also heirs of the gracious gift of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another as brothers and sisters, be compassionate and be humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called so that you may inherit a blessing. For, whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good, they must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous and his ears are attentive to their prayer, but the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. Who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good? But even if you should suffer for what is right, you are blessed. Do not fear their threats, do not be frightened. But in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience, so that those who speak maliciously against your good behavior in Christ may be ashamed of their slander. For it is better, if it is God's will, to suffer for doing good than for doing evil. For Christ also suffered once for sins, the righteous for the unrighteous, to bring you to God. He was put to death in the body but made alive in the spirit. In which also he went and preached to the spirits in prison, who disobeyed long ago when God waited patiently in the days of Noah while the ark was being built. In it only a few people, 8 in all, were saved through water. And this water symbolizes baptism that now saves you also, not the removal of dirt from the body but the pledge of a clear conscience toward God. It saves you by the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who has gone into heaven and is at God's right hand, with angels, authorities, and powers in submission to him.